Allegedly, the crypto markets are dumping because Michael Saylor sold Bitcoin. Unfortunately, that is not the case, and it was just a rumor. So we're going to go ahead and cover the whole entire drama that happened with that. And we're also going to talk about the current state of the market. We're going to talk about how successful XRP's pure true spot ETF was and why it essentially didn't move when it launched, even though it was successful. I want to say it performed the best out of the 900 spot ETFs that were live in 2025, which again is absolutely amazing. And again, there's a lot of talk about the entire crypto markets just kind of not working or following the traditional 4-year cycle. A lot of people are upset. A lot of people are, sentiment is just bad. And again, just because I think sentiment is bad does not mean that I'm not bullish long term. I'm just a realist. It doesn't mean I sold my bags, any of those things. I'm heavy Bitcoin. I'm heavy Ethereum. I haven't really sold anything. Generally, the only time I will sell something is if I'm taking profit or if I do have to move something off an exchange really fast because of something that may happen. So there's that. But at the end of the day, we're still going to cover the news. We're going to talk about what's going on because it is important. A lot of us are here long term and we have been here long term. And yeah, this market cycle is a lot different than what we've seen in the past. It is what it is. The thing about life is life does not care, just like the market doesn't care. Things are going to do what they're going to do. The market's going to move, all these different things. And again, we've talked about Michael Saylor before on this channel. I personally believe that Bitcoin and crypto should be for the people, by the people. I think that it was created for the underdog so that we essentially have a shot at taking on these big TradFi industries and the public servants and all these things. I'm not super crazy big on debt, and that's exactly what strategy does. They obtain Bitcoin, they take out debt on it, they issue shares. It's part of what traditional finance does and essentially why Bitcoin was created. But again, because we're operating in a true decentralized economy, anybody is able to do these things. We don't get to tell anybody what to do. It is what it is. Is life fair? No. Is life going to continue to go on? Yes. Are people going to do what they're going to do? Yes. And the only thing that you can do to compete is grift ethically within the constraints of the law, ethically and legally within the constraints of the law, because that's exactly why the law is created. So you can operate in it. And that's why you hire good attorneys, you hire good CPAs, you do the damn thing. But moral of the story is not everybody's going to win. And when we talk about crypto, we talk about doing our own due diligence. That's incredibly important. And self-accountability. The people that I see that are the most successful in crypto are the ones that continue to self-educate themselves, that show up every single day and they find out what they're good at and they hone in on that skill. And that goes for entrepreneurship just in general in life. That's what I've seen. And again, might come from a different background than most people in crypto. And whatnot, born and raised Los Angeles County, California. Came from absolutely nothing. My particular demographic is actually not supposed to make it any way, shape, or form, but I did. Bought my first house in my 20s, those types of things. So the moral of the story is you can achieve a lot in life if you take accountability for your actions. And that's a lot of that. That's one of the things I'm not seeing happen, especially right now. But I digress. Let's go ahead and get into the news. First, shout out to Tiki Taki. Shout out to X, to Rumble, to Twitch, and of course to YouTube. I'm going to give my YouTube babes a big, big shout out because you guys show up for me every single day. Thank you so much to Lawrence for the $10 super chat. And yes, I'm going to get that address for you. Thank you so much. Good morning to Mr. Dale. Good morning to Life Coach Greg, to Mr. D, to Alexandra, gorgeous lady showing up for me. Mr. John Germain. Who is this over here? 1234 JL. Cycle is over. That's fine. You can say it's over if you want. If it's over, it's over. Then it is what it is. Then we pivot. We do what we got to do. And it could be over. And shout out to Sparkwater. And that's the thing. I used to, on the live stream, I used to talk about, I used to do like a lot of price predictions, like a lot more live trading and stuff like that. But I stopped doing that just because it doesn't garnish more views, and it garnishes a lot more negativity than I need. So if I'm going to do any types of trades, I do those privately, those types of things. Like it is what it is. It doesn't benefit me. I do things that benefit me now, especially my mental health. Because, it is what it is. It's life. But as far as Michael Saylor goes, am I bullish or bearish? I'm just here. I just show up every day. I cover the news. I talk about crypto. I literally show up every single day. That's what I do. And for those of you that are not able to operate in this market, pivot to Roth IRAs, to trust. Well, no, not to trust. Sorry. Last day of the antibiotics. So I'm just like... pivot to 401ks or SEPs or those types of things. Do what works for you. Do what works for you. Okay. It's going to be okay. It is what it is. It's overseeing in 2 years. Oh my God. Oh my God. I show up every single day. So I don't know about you. If you want to go do whatever you got to do, that's fine. That's fine. But pivot to McDonald's. I don't eat McDonald's. I will eat the, I will have the, what are those? What are they called? The ice creams. I'll do ice creams there. Lo and I do those, but I don't eat McDonald's. I don't do a lot of well, I do fast food. You know, but yeah. And a lot of like, the funny thing is everybody's like, go work at McDonald's, but like most of you have zero customer service skills anyways. I see the way you guys communicate on the internet. It would be freaking funny to see people at McDonald's, especially the crypto Twitter folks. Like, I got into Polygon because of you many moons ago. What are your thoughts on it? As I stated multiple times, I have a moon bag of Polygon from like way back, I think from last cycle. And we actually talked about them. They did some sort of partnership with this one firm. I want to say it was RWAs. I don't have the information in front of me, but I have my moon bag. And with altcoins, what I do is I make moon bags. That's when you look at that's when you take your disposable income, you do your due diligence. You're just like, hey, I'm going to dump that into something. You throw it in. When number goes up, then you take out initial investment, profits, enough for taxes, all those things. So that's what I have. I have a moon bag of Polygon and whatnot. And that's just what I do. And that's what's worked for me. But you guys do what works for you. I'm not a financial advisor. I can give you contacts to financial advisors. And also, too, Poly Market is built on top of Polygon. Bitcoin is number one in the stack sats. Yeah. I mean, I don't think Bitcoin is a bad investment. I think it's a wonderful investment. I'm not doing a fit check today, honey. I'm not feeling great. And I have to go to church today. It's so funny. I was brought up like hard school Catholic, and my daughter's she's like a child of Jesus. She's like, hallelujah. So she's got something going on at her school. So of course I go support it. And again, I'm not super religious, but I respect each people's opinions to do what they got to do, just as long as they're good people. Okay. That's all. But she's going to go do her little Jesus stuff and praise the Lord. All right. Make sure you guys smash the like and share this. All right. Let's get into the news. So, but we'll get a market update either. But everybody's like, oh my God, Michael Saylor selling. Oh my God. Could MicroStrategy implode? Yes. Everything can implode. Things can implode all the time. An investment, this is a very, 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 very controversial topic for some reason. Just because you invest in something does not mean you're guaranteed to make money. I know, right? That's hard. Anyways, so this gentleman over here, Walter Bloomberg, put out Master Arkham apparently from Arkham Strategy cuts Bitcoin holdings by 47,000 Bitcoin. My buddy Mark Moss says you didn't even list the correct amount of Bitcoin that Strategy owns. So there's a lot of FUD happening this morning, but this is not why the market decided to drop. It didn't. The market decided to drop because things are just not great right now. It is what it is. Now, with that being said, also it's so funny too. Like I'm actually just going to keep my mouth shut about it. I'm not going to cause drama. I'm not going to start any more drama than I already have for myself recently, because I accidentally went viral on X because of the 50-year mortgage thing, which I think is funny. If you're in your 20s and you have plans to refinance and do all that stuff, and if it's going to cut the cost, your monthly cost down so you can actually afford a home and get in a home, cool. I would totally do that. I bought my first house in my 20s in the hood, but nonetheless, because I couldn't afford to live in a nice neighborhood because I'm not entitled. But people got mad about that, but I'm not trying to talk about whatever else. Anyways, back to this. So yeah, people are saying that they're selling X, Y, and Z. And then Arkham says Strategy regularly undergoes wallet custodian rotations. Most of the movements that have been reported this morning appear to be a continuation of those transfers. And that's another thing that happens too. Like when we're talking about crypto, we can see everything very clearly and transparently. Okay. So basically the moral of the story is there's a rumor that Strategy reduced the holdings from 484,000 to 437,000 after on-chain trackers flagged large wallet movements. Saylor said, no, there's no truth to these rumors. And Arkham also confirmed that, which that's great. Arkham didn't. But at the end of the day, Strategy, that was something that Michael Saylor needed to do. So Michael Saylor's all good. He says we are buying, and then posted this clip of Bitcoin bulls double down. It was him on what channel is it? CNBC. Strategy's Bitcoin pile. We're not going to listen to it. He also posted this too. And to me, this image just shows that he's weathering the storm, that they're all weathering the storm. We're all weathering the storm right now because numbers going down. In addition to that, we'll cover some other things that that he said. But moral of the story is strategy is not selling things. Gamers seems to think that they are not going to implode because of how they structure the debt. They're far away from defaulting. Me personally, I mean, that's a good take, but I do think that people do have imploding is a possibility, especially when you're dealing with debt and leveraged debt. And, I think that the stock market is the biggest Ponzi scheme ever, personally. I mean, crypto is just an extension of that, but I digress. I'm just an old school hood rat over here. A little bimbo on the internet. But, anybody has the opportunity to implode. But I think MicroStrategy is fine right now. I think their average buy-in price is like 74,000. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but something along the lines. But as far as the state of the current market goes, privacy coins are trending again. We've got Zcash, we've got Dash, Stark is up. Things are, looking okay. But realistically, when we look at Bitcoin, we did hit this bottom support here at $94,000. So we're not looking great. I gave a comment to Forbes Crypto yesterday. It says, we might trend all the way down to 86,000. Hell, we might even go down to 74,000. Is this a bear market? I have no idea. I'm just here covering the news for you. When we do take a look at the daily, doesn't look great. The 4-hour is indicating a little bit of a bouncy bounce over here, hopefully, but it does kind of look like we may continue to go down. And also, you guys, if you're somebody that needs additional help investing, I Trust Capital is a really great place for that. We are partnered with them. You can go ahead and use the QR code. It's up there or it's down in the description. They're great because they help you get in, or you can move over your traditional financial investments into crypto stuff, and that will help you. You have a crypto SEP, and it's actually performed really well. So that's an option for some of you. If you want to trade with me on Kraken, you can do that too. Completely up to you. But anyways, moral of the story is the market's not looking good right now. Ethereum is getting ready. Oof, that was a gnarly drop all the way down to 3,000. If we break down below 3,000, it's just not going to look good. Solana's broke down below support. XRP is really holding on to the line here at about $2.30. Chainlink testing 1411. ADA broke down below 54-cent support. Not great, but it does happen. We still have these swing wick lows over here. We can look over there. But overall, market's not looking great. And HBAR is dipping below 16 cents despite the success of their spot ETF. But it is what it is. The market's going to do what the market's going to do. And we're just kind of here covering the news. And why not? Shout out to Sugar Shane. I love it. But let's go ahead and talk about this next little piece over here. So Michael Saylor also came out on it looks like Yahoo News and says that Bitcoin will surpass gold's market cap by 2035. There's no doubt in my mind Bitcoin will become a larger asset class than gold by 2035. This I agree with. I think that this can potentially come to fruition for multiple reasons. Number one, the younger generation likes Bitcoin. Bitcoin you can actually own it, like physically own it on a cold storage device or paper wallet. Paper wallets are better. But you can actually physically own it. You don't have to deal with the banks. You don't have to go through third parties, all of those things. So I could see this happening by 2035. That's a realistic target. Is it going to happen? We don't know. We kind of have to see what happens with the financial markets. But at the same time, I could see this happening. I don't see why this wouldn't happen, in my personal opinion. Also, as far as the whole Bitcoin thing and Saylor dumping or strategy jumping, Saylor said strategy will keep buying Bitcoin. He says they're accelerating purchases and they'll report their next buys Monday. They generally post buys every Monday. So that's good to know. Also, too, Eric Trump is a very, very interesting character. They came out and says that we'll go and listen to this together. Sorry, my back. Oh, it's been one of those days. You guys can tell I don't feel well.
And I think you're going to have this major shift to Bitcoin as truly the digital gold. I mean, I think you're seeing more and more money that will ultimately come out of gold, and you're going to see that ratio disproportionately shift into Bitcoin because it's been the single greatest asset that we've seen, and it solves a lot of the problems that physical gold has, including weight and transferability and so many other things, right? The ability to monetize, speed of monetization, and so again, you're going to see crypto literally change every aspect of our financial system, and it couldn't come quickly enough. I think we're wholly behind.
So I accidentally pressed the stop streaming, so I hope everything is working. I hope you guys can see. I don't know what's going on. Let me check to see what's happening. Oh, you guys can still see. Okay, cool. Sorry. I told you guys, I'm not feeling well. Like, I'm not feeling super great. I probably should like be in bed and stuff, but I'm not. I'm here. And it looks like we are still live. Yay, we're still live. Yay. All right, anyways, moral of the story is I have a bone to pick with a couple things that he said over here. So Bitcoin is a great financial tool. It's a great tool. It's a wonderful tool. It's created for the people, by the people. It's created for the underdogs out of 2008. And yes, I lived through 2008. My father-in-law lost his home. My best friend, their parents lost their home. I knew a lot of people that lost their home. Okay. So I've been around the block, especially when it comes to real estate, just a little bit. Okay. I know. I clicked off for a minute. Okay, cool. I'm glad that it went back up. Thank you guys so much. Sorry, I shouldn't be streaming. Anyways, you guys can't hear me? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? No, I'm about to make a frozen pizza. I'm freaking hungry. I just ate breakfast. Before I talk about Eric Trump, he's part of the ivory towers. These are silver spoon and mouth people. And again, ain't no shame about that. I'm just pointing it out for what it is. I had to take my socks off too because my feet are getting hot. No, I'm not showing you my feet. Also, I decided if you want to see my feet, it's $1 million in Bitcoin. Baby, my baby needs stuff. I got to take care of her. Okay, yay, we're working. You just have to refresh. I made a boo-boo. Where was I going with this? Oh yeah, I had 2 eggs. I tried to make them in the air fryer in a little glass container because I've been microwaving them because I'm lazy. No, I wouldn't recommend. But I'm hungry again, so I'm gonna have to probably eat this whole cauliflower pizza. I'm really hungry. And who knows what they're gonna have at the church tonight. Anyways, so basically in this little clip, I know I'm a hot mess, babies. I'm a hot mess over here. So basically, Eric Trump says, Bitcoin is the single greatest asset recently. That's fine and great and all, but like TradFi's really integrated and like hijacked it to an extent. And I love that he says Bitcoin and crypto in the same sentence. He refers Bitcoin to crypto, which is freaking hilarious, and vice versa, because people will get mad about that. To me, it's all the same, but But he highlights advantages over gold, like no physical weight, easier transfer, faster monetization, and believes crypto will change every aspect of financial system. It will. It already has been. And the elites are making money off of it, not us. We don't even know if the banks are going to give us interest on, we don't even know if the banks are going to give us interest on our stable coins because they're so ghetto and they're so greedy. And that sucks. I'm half Sicilian, honey. But yeah, it is changing the trajectory of traditional finance in the world because they're able to get in on that grift and profit off of us like they always have been. That's all that's happening. So I tell you guys, you have to be smart. You have to be smart with your money. You have to be smart the way you use it, the way you use debt and all those other things. If you can use debt to your advantage, do it. If you can't, don't do it. Understand the risks. But other than that, I mean, it's good that we're getting, and that's another thing people are talking about. A lot of people are talking about why are we so bearish right now? Like, why are things so bearish when we have the government that's adopting crypto? We have them legitimately being excited about it. Like, we have a really bullish SEC. We're actually seeing adoption happen. Like, Coinbase is doing a lot of really cool things too with that. But moral of the story is like, we're like in this weird transition period, right? Really weird transition period. So we'll see what happens. But again, me personally, I've said it and I will say it again. It's just a vertical integration from crypto into traditional finance. We're getting absorbed. Might not necessarily be the great thing. I'm not cutting carbs. I've actually been eating like a fat slob this week because I've just been so hungry because I haven't been feeling well. I'm gonna buy more. Institution. This is the thing. Stop saying, and this comes a lot from there, is that it's manipulated. It's manipulated. Of course it's manipulated. Stocks are manipulated. Hello? The entire financial market is manipulated, baby. Like, what are we talking about? And when people are like, oh, institutions want to buy lower, institutions could just go to different offices or different places and be like, hey, I want to do an OTC deal, and you generally get a discount on that. So stop blaming the game. That is the game. It's also what you learn when you're on the streets, because when you're on the streets, people will literally tell you, like, you don't hate the player, you hate the game. There's just people that are participating in the game. That's what it is. I don't know what's going on with YouTube. It's a hot mess over there, man. It is a hot mess. Who knows what's going on? Anyways, I love you guys, though. Mr. Guzman and Gorgeous Alexandra. So this is the thing, and that's why we talk about grifting ethically within the constraints of the law. That's what you need to do. Because the game's not going to change. It's going to continue to get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. There is no crying in the casino. There is no crying at the trap house. There is no crying anywhere. We are all grown adults. We're all capable. We're all intelligent. Life isn't fun. It's not fair, but it is what it is. You got to make the most of it. Ain't going to stop for no one, baby. Anyways, that's what's going on with them. Let's get through the news, though. Also, with XRP. So this is from James S. And he went ahead and did a little write-up about what's going on with the XRP spot ETF. It had the largest day one trading volume so far for an ETF launched in 2025. It posted 59 million in day one trading volume, largest day one volume of 2025. Out of more than 900 launches. It had 254 million net inflows, and XRPC barely edged out Bitwise's Solana ETF BSOL, which recorded 57 million on its first day. To me, it's not about Bitcoin versus Solana. It's about I'm holding both of them because I'm going to make as much money as possible. And again, a lot of people are pissed off about the price. So James says the vast majority of these creations happen in kind, which means XRP XRP is already in the trust, which means that these traditional, I'm telling you right now, the reason why XRP price did not pump despite how successful this spot ETF was is because it looks like the creations happened in kind, which means the XRP is already in the trust. So Canary Capital probably already bought a bunch of XRP and put it in the trust so it didn't move the market. The way the market works is you have to, when you do stuff on the open market and there's enough liquidity, that's what moves price. So that's why it didn't move. However, one thing to pay attention to denote is that we barely just opened up. It's going to take time for inflows and different things to come in and for more liquidity to come in. Traditional finance moves a lot slower. And if you don't believe me, go look at the charts. It's going to be there. And this is, I'm for you guys over there. My ticky tacks. Love you guys, but that's why you have to be patient. You don't just get crypto. We're so spoiled with crypto with all the volatility. It doesn't happen in traditional finance unless you're dealing with penny stocks. Okay. So you're going to have to wait for all the 155 different spot ETFs and whatever else to get approved. And then we'll start to see a little bit of liquidity moving. That's what happens. And if you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen. But you never tell a Sicilian woman that because we stay in the kitchen. Also, my mom said that Sicilian women have very good skin is because we make lots of pasta. And when you do the pot, like after you boil the pasta over stuff, you put you dump it, you have to drain it and all the steam comes and makes your skin good. And the olive oil, my grandpa said that. But anyways, that's why market's not moving and it's okay. You'll be okay. So just be patient or go to iTrust. I don't know. Do what you want to do. What else? We talked about that. VanEck filed for A8 form signaling the upcoming launch of its Solana spot ETF. Good for them. Happy for them. I hold Solana. Eric B says SEC put out some sort of guidance when it looks like issuers can speed up the effectiveness of filings and effort to clear out some backlog. He's talking about some of the crypto Fs that didn't do the 8A thing. We'll try to push it out as soon as they can. Bitwise's XRP is due next. So there's that. That's good. We like to see it. And again, just be a little bit patient. We got time. So again, the government's open. I think we have until January 30th, 2026. So just be patient. Things are coming. Things are happening. Also, really quickly, you guys, the crypto markets, if you're not aware, have now erased $1.1 trillion since October 6th, which is really close to the great crypto liquidation. So yeah, numbers going down a little bit as far as market cap, but that's okay. We're still a very young market cap. I'm not concerned about it. Not concerned. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to our partners over at Brave. And again, they don't pay me. I don't pay them. We just shill each other. But they made it on PC Mag's best alternative browser list. And since privacy coins are trending right now, I highly recommend that you Dime. Hold on. I'll get back to Dime in a second. I have to finish this partnership with Brave. I love the Brave team. They're awesome. But basically, if you're not using Brave, you should be. You need to be using a privacy browser. They also have a VPN. They also have AI, all different types of stuff. But privacy is incredibly important, primarily because we're getting that vertical integration from TradFi, from crypto into TradFi. And that basically means that you will have nothing and be poor, or own nothing and be poor, or something like that, and eat bugs. I don't know. I'm not eating bugs. I'm Italian. We don't do that. But Brave is a really great place to start. We absolutely love them. They have private search, and you get to earn BAT when you use it too. And that's why you guys see me on their front pages, because we have our partnership where we just shill each other. But again, you should be using a VPN. You should be using a privacy browser, and you should be practicing good OPSEC, because AI is picking up so fast, and all the scams and all those things are just going a little bit crazy over there. So we love Brave. We support them, and everything else in between. Also, Dime, to answer your question, how over is it? I don't know. How over is it? I don't know. I'm just a bimbo on the internet, honey. I'm just a bimbo, so I don't know. I just like to do the streams and stuff. I don't know if it's over or not. I don't care if it's over or not. I'm heavy Bitcoin, so it doesn't matter. Gamer says, home cooked Sicilian food sounds yummy. Yeah, I'm about to eat that frozen pizza. I'm hungry. I need to... Yeah, anyways, I'm getting tired. Yeah, I know, I'm super useless. I was going to say something, but I'm going to get in trouble. I need to wrap the stream up. I look sophisticated. Oh, they tagged me? I switched. What did they tag me? Are they yelling at me again? Because they yelled at me. This is the thing, you guys. If you want me to talk about your coin, all you need to do is raid my mentions when I'm live streaming, and don't be nasty. If you're nasty, I don't deal with that, okay? I do not deal with that. So if you want me to talk, all you have to do is raid the coin or the stream, and I'll give you a shout out. I don't know what they're saying about me. Telcoin, apparently they're supposed to have their first bank, so shout out to them. I hope everything is well and good with it. No, I'm not, because I don't want to get in trouble. Oh, did you see the Ethereum CIPHER scam that was number 4 on Google Store? Probably. Dude, go like these social media platforms and this internet stuff, they need to like do stuff, okay? They need to do stuff. Talk about Raidem. What's going on with Raidem? Why don't you tell me in the chat? It had a back door that was stealing seed phrases. Oof. That guy, oof, with the laundry thing. Really quickly. This was big. I'm actually going to cover this more on the second media, or the third media that we do. What's my take on IP? Which part of IP? There's lots of different stuff. BNB Chain. This is awesome. And BlackRock and all the stuff. And we should be talking about this more, because it's kind of a big thing. WorldCoin, I don't like WorldCoin at all. BlackRock's USD Internet Institutional Digital Liquidity Fund, or BIDL, is now on BNB Chain. So shout out to BNB and Binance and the community and all kinds of stuff. That's cool. BIDL is a tokenized US dollar treasury fund that lets investors access RWA on chain. It functions like a stable coin pegged. I'm not allowed to text men anymore. To the dollar, allowing interest-bearing exposure while trading. It's the largest tokenized RWA, and it's already live on Ethereum, Aptos, Avalanche, Solana, Arbitrum, Polygon, and Optimism. BIDL can be used as collateral on Binance. I don't like WorldCoin because I don't like digital identities. I don't like CBDCs. I don't like any of it. But if you like it and you can make money off of it, great. I'm not giving my biometric data to anyone. Now, with that being said... Yep, I talked about that yesterday. With that being said, I'm starting to feel lightheaded. I need to take a nap and eat again. So I'm going to go. I've got a second media piece for you guys at 2 p.m. PT about the XRP spot ETF. So check that out. And then 6 p.m. PT. And I got to get ready to go to church, because my little girl, she's on worship team, and she's going to worship and she's going to praise Jesus. My baby girl, that's what she's going to do. We love to see it. We love to support children and all of their efforts to educate themselves, to praise God, whatever it is they need to do. But you always set your kids up for success, okay? Sending you all love and light. WendyO is out. Goodbye, Alexandra.